The following video contains spoilers. We suggest watching the episodes alone in the dark. Kitten's log, stardate GB320. Catastrophe here. Sad to report that our trek across the galaxy to defeat the infamous Negacat has proven slow. Thankfully, this time to myself has actually helped our channel complete many long-awaited requests, like tonight's, cause your favorite internet kitty, Cat, is at long last taking out the fan-favorite Goosebumps saga, the Chillogy. It's a celebration. I'm sure nobody has been holding out too long on us finally talking about this 3-part epic. But if you somehow don't know this, the Trilogy was a huge Goosebumps event. Not only is it the sole 3-parter of the series, not only was it well received by Goose fans, and not only did it take the show in whole new directions, but for once, it was not based on an actual R.L. Stine book. That's right, the Trilogy's 100% an original idea made up completely by the showrunners when they were buying time for Mr. Stine to finish his actual novels. Which means we don't have to stop and make any stupid book comparisons. No boring ass book ramble. Hallelujah! This saga had no involvement from RL either. It was entirely the original work of the showrunners Billy Brown and Dan Angel, prior to their quitting the show, which led to Season 3's downward spiral. It was blatantly a rating stunt, since Goosebumps was on top of the world during the 90s children's programming era, but it did show us that our favorite show staff could carry a spooky saga on their own without relying on Stine's classic writings. Considering that Billy and Dan did eventually create even more original stories on The Nightmare Room, The X-Files, Night Visions, and our beloved Sacred Cow, The Haunting Hour, I do think it's safe to say that these guys knew exactly what they were doing, and could easily gift us some high art. The Goosebuds absolutely dig this story arc, cherishing it as a saving grace among the infamous Season 3, and nearly everyone who's casually watched our channel has requested we give it the focus it deserves. However, I don't recall being a huge fan loving the Trilogy.
You son of a—
Now, don't get me wrong, the Trilogy is a major accomplishment for the series, and I'm glad it has hardcore fans, but to me, it was nothing super special. Though it has been a while, and I never saw the entire thing all the way through as a kitten, because somehow I always miss parts of it. So maybe the Trilogy's better than I recall. Of course, that's what we're here to find out. Being a 3-parter also gives us tons of content, which means I'm chopping this piggy into parts. We're starting on Chapter 1, which most fans universally agree is the strongest entry. So many fans sing of its high praises, claiming it to be the highest product Goosebumps ever sold, while some do think it's meatless. Where do I fall on that view? Well, let's stop pigging out and spin the wheel. Grab your lemonade and hold on to your wallets, because this is our wacky riff view on the first chapter of Carl's killer craziness, Squeal of Fortune. So, our episode opens up in a genuinely creepy city, as establishing shots slowly reveal that this terror town is actually a toy town, dubbed Carlsville, where for once we're introduced to our main villain, Carl! A spooky toy man opening his park for business.
Carlsville is open. Time to play.
The next day, we're formally introduced to our 3 main characters. That's right, 3 kid heroes, each having their own tale in the Chillogy. We meet brothers Todd and Matthew Erickson and Jessica Walters. Chapter 1 being Jessica's adventure, with the other guys getting their own persona and background explored later. Jessica visits their garage sale, where we see her persona and vices. She's a greedy, mischievous con woman who always hustles and never stops thinking about money.
I never give up a good business opportunity when I see one.
Jessica's more or less a girl version of Eddie from the Ed Boys tune, as both are nasty, money-grubbing jerks who always think about the scam, rather than good manners or playing nice. A character granted solid acting from the bitch sister Sarah Kramer, of Living Dummy 2, who totally owns this role as an unpleasant con artist, with the bros as routine targets.
Fine. $2.
Do you have change for a 20?
No.
Oh, well, the only other bill I have is, well, it's just a 1.
We treat all our customers like they're knickers even if they're not.
The 3-parter is basically a campy comeuppance story, as all 3 protagonists are real bratty jerks, always being mean or screwing up before entering a little game. However, as clever and fun as this idea is, part 1's full of endless campy humor and over-the-top moments, which are so doofy even by Goosebumps standards. The tone is absolutely an acquired taste, because much of it is hit or miss for viewers. Jessica is more or less Eddie in the Crypt. The first chapter has tons of wacky musical cues, and lots of bizarre weirdness to act as the horror. Like here, after Jessica the bros for easy products, she even has a money theme song. Yes, a money theme song.
I need money. I want money. M-O-N-E-Y. Somebody give me some cash. Shake it out, baby.
I do like how the kid heroes are given these genuinely nice redemption arcs, but the saga hits a big miss for me thanks to the goofy tonal shifts, and they do not improve. Jessica's so greedy, she even scams her own brother, being worse than Eddie's fam.
Look, I just need to borrow some money. I'll pay you back.
Sam, with what?
I can't seem to remember. How's about refreshing my memory?
But Mom overhears Jess giving her own bro the business and punishes her with chores.
No!
Just as she cleans house, Jessica soon uncovers the Toy Train Town, summoning potential interest from
Carl!
And somehow Mom never knew this playset was up here all this time? Yes, this is the first time she or any of the family noticed this ginormous ass Beetlejuice toy in the attic, despite routinely cleaning up here. As per norm, Goosebumps parents are morons.
I'm stupid.
Jessica wants to eBay it, but Mom keeps the toy to share between the kids, which'll be important for later. However,
Carl!
soon calls upon Jess for a play date, where interacting with the toy town magics her inside, Beetlejuice style.
Nice fucking model!
Confused by all this BS, she takes a collect call.
Hello? Who is this?
Carl. But my friends call me...
Carl!
It turns out she was invited down because this ominous toy man seeks a business partner to help him expand his world. Jessica learns that she's in the town of
Carl!
Nave, the perfect nightmare city known as Carlsville. A utopia built in Mr. Knave's own ego.
Carlco Enterprises.
Oh, this guy's so full of himself.
This Egoopolis was actually filmed around the Distillery District of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as it helped elevate the atmosphere and saved on budget to use several creepy factories and a model-esque main street to act as a Funland toy level. To the crew's credit, and although far from the best Netherrealm, Carlsville is an awesome setting, with so much eeriness and uncanny valley nightmare fuel. The show goes all out on making the town seem fun, yet very off, as it both lures in hapless fools in with a playful nature, while obviously hiding some dark secrets, thanks to its sinister leader. Speaking of which, we finally get to the part I know everyone has been dying to hear. Our awesome main villain.
Call!
The main antagonist
Call!
is the all-powerful demigod trickster who controls all as mayor of his town. We don't learn too much about
Call!
as part 1 takes its time setting up him and the supernatural magic of Carlsville, while using Jessica as our POV into his crap saccharine world. The Toyman's basically a sadistic trickster who loves luring in naive souls, craving something more inside his cool town, where he pretends to play their friend, pulling strings to make them happy until he reveals his dirty tricks. That he's simply toying with them for the evils. Old Man Knave has divine powers and can do anything he desires within the city, because this world is his. Alas, growing bored has led to him requiring some new playmates, so he reaches out to unsuspecting players to game with him, using his magic to cheat. Though if you ask me, my favorite superpower is how he makes the film crew appear in reflections. Daniel Cash portrays
Call!
greatly. This villain is mostly kept vague until the final battle, but Daniel Cash is clearly having the time of his life in this role. Mr. Knave is more or less a composite of the Joker, Beetlejuice, and Q, all rolled into one deranged, over-the-top baddie. Everyone loves
Call!
thanks to Daniel Cash's performance, because he absolutely throws himself into the monstrous clown this dude really is. This guy mostly plays bit roles in big horror pics, such as Aliens and Hannibal, yet his scenery chewing and laughably evil acting show how great he can be center stage. He's undeniably a funny dark villain.
Nikki, I want you to meet my new business partner, Jessica...
Walters?
Whatever.
Again, we don't learn too much about Mayor Knave yet, as this is Jessica's nightmare, but the villain is set up as this goofy clown with a false charm to him, as he brought Jessica here to play with her, as everything in his world is simply a game, even people's lives. Back in the plot,
Call!
has a proposition for Jessica. She uses her saleswoman skills to help him sell lemonade for money.
I'm looking for serious business opportunities here. I'm not selling lemonade.
Carlsville has many opportunities. We'll start small, see how you do, and grow from there.
Jess is unimpressed at first, but being a loot king, the mayor wins her over by revealing it's his own recipe, with Muzak.
You got invaded the shade with Carl's lemonade.
It's my own special blend.
You know, this goofy-ass comedy's not exactly making me fear Carlsville. I do think part 1 has some major tone problems, because at times the campy factor does take away moments we're meant to be scared by, and they do get much, much worse. The mayor's a laughably evil clown who, while funny, does horrible things which both help and harm him. The lemon
Call!
aid is magic, and can make folks addicted. Upon learning this, Jessica agrees for 50% profits, where
Call!
literally and figuratively sets her up.
Don't raise prices. I wouldn't want to be accused of unfair business practices in my own town. And I can't be responsible for what happens to greedy little pigs.
Jessica gains an assist trophy and her gear, where the business venture begins.
Fancy
living, here we come.
to help out,
Carl?
raises the game so all shall thirst, making the town so hot that everyone's desperate for a drink. And it works. Business instantly takes off thanks to
Carl?
brew, as all crave the terror taste.
Well, that is the best lemonade I've ever had. How much do I owe you? $1. Well, that's all. Well, give me 2 more then.
Business is booming.
Unfortunately, Jesse's greed enters as the town gets addicted for more.
How much?
$1.
That would be a bargain at twice the price. Twice the price. Twice the price.
Did I mention twice the price? If you hadn't figured it out, Jessica is in her comeuppance tale, as her greed and ambition are about to backfire spectacularly, since
Carl?
planned for this. Jessie embraces her inner Eddie by raising bank and fixing prices faster than Disney, scamming customers addicted to the yellow, even though her buddy warns her.
Now what are you doing? I'm increasing our inventory. That's cheating. It's not cheating. It's business.
How are we supposed to rip you off if you don't trust us?
The show doesn't explain a whole lot about the Carlsville lore, but the citizens are implied to also be toys themselves, which
Carl?
manipulates and controls for his evil schemes. However, some minor characters such as Nikki display a small sentience, teasing that there's more to some of these dolls than meets the eye.
Look at these people. What happened to them?
Jessica quickly wins over the whole town buying her lemonade, but like all women, she's never satisfied, and goes so far as to con hundreds of cash out of the fools, where the town grows primal and
Carl?
takes notice. And he dresses like David Bowie now?
My baby's love had gone.
Jessica tries upselling her last cup at high price, but uh-oh, she got caught lying, pissing off the town.
And more all along.
She was squeezing us.
Rolf will release his rage now!
She's suddenly transformed into a pig because Carlsville senses irony about, as she now represents the greedy pig she is deep down. The town then decides to kill and eat her.
It goes great with lemonade.
What the fuck?
This is where the Chillogy finally gets scary, by the scene that traumatized kids the most. Jessica's cursed into a pig woman, and the entire town turns on her in pursue, where they plan to kill and eat her. It's so disturbing, but I really love it because of the twisted fairy tale motif, as it's Knave giving Walters her karma. Despite some garbage tier CG, the pig makeup looks fairly decent. I can only imagine all the kids scarred for life by the image of a woman without makeup. Begging for help, Mayor
Carl?
shows up only to pull a betrayal.
Get the pig.
Carl, you're fatal.
And the final act is just one big Scooby-Doo chase scene, as Jessica gets her just desserts for ripping off Big Moolah on Violent Nuts, while
Carl?
laughs at how easily he played her, revealing her suffering was his endgame all along.
You don't belong in business. You don't have the head for it.
It's a pretty decent chase, as it's not only unhinged, but Jessica at last sees the error of her ways. She buys time by tossing away her money, yet still has no escape.
911, this number is no longer in service.
Oh no, Carlsville hashtag defund the Uncle Howie police. The town remembers, oh yeah, barbecue time, where Jess uses her last phone call on her cell, just in the nick of time as Lil Bro saves her. Boy, good thing the bro just happened to be home and isn't questioning how his sis beamed out of a toy town.
Oh, sure, why not?
And that's kinda it. Jessica is happy and normal once more, now turning over a new leaf. She quickly scraps Carlsville because evil, and shows she's changed by paying her bro the money he asked for earlier to let her toss it, dumping that trash and showing she's good now.
You always win when you are good.
It's super rushed, and I do feel her redemption could have been stronger, but that's her story. Too bad this trilogy only leads to our first twist ending. The two brothers from Act 1 find Toy Town and won it for home, where...
Carl?
Readies for round 2.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
It's a never-ending story!
So that's the end of episode 1, the Carlsville Menace. And it's far from a perfect sale, but a super solid start to a unique saga. I can see why chapter 1 is regarded as the best of the trilogy, because it's a rather insane cautionary tale with a wicked villain, an eerie setting, grim enchantment, goofy laughs, wild imagination, radical fun, nice acting, and a genuinely great moral teaching kids to not be greedy pigs. Not to spoil everything, but Jessica Walters is easily the best of the protagonists because she actually gains a well-written arc, character development, and interesting terror. She's simply a girl Eddie, but with a nice happy ending she has to suffer to obtain, where she lightens up and endures harsh scares to make her reform. Not to mention her gross pig face is what made her far more distinct for Goose fans, because it's so hideous. However, everyone loves this episode for...
Carl?
The evil mayor's definitely a funny villain, but he's not that scary, especially in this part, because he tries harder at being goofy than menacing.
You got evaded the shade with Carl's lemonade.
It's my own special blend.
I genuinely do enjoy Cash's acting, as he is a delightful madman akin to Q, but the trilogy's clearly saving him for later episodes, since he doesn't overplay his hand in this segment. He's made intimidating thanks to his power over Carlsville, which has an unholy feel surrounding it, and the guy speaking for the town does add a serious sense of wonder and dread to this. Sadly, my two big issues with this is that it's rushed, and not too scary. I think the show really plows through the ending, especially Jessica's redemption. Right after she escapes the Wonderland, she's totally good now and dumps the town so we can get that sequel. But it makes her journey fly by in a blink. I really dig the lesson, but it's obvious the show wasted too much time building up Carlsville before wrapping up. Also, I don't see this as super scary. Nothing creepy occurs until the final act, when Jessica becomes a pig and running for her life. Yet I don't fear it as much as a child would, thanks to the campiness and wacky hijinks. I see this as more of a fantasy fable than a horror tale, which did cheapen things for me a bit, since fans tell me this was scary art. Overall, this episode's not at all bad, but simply a Goosebumps cautionary tale with grander stakes. I did enjoy it, yet don't think it hits the jackpot. So, I grant the saga's beginning a gold skull. Squeal of Fortune is alright for the most part, and does hook interest in the terror of Tiny Town. However, it's not a perfect sales pitch, as there are some flaws. Though, I think you won't feel like you wasted any time investing in this toy. I'm your host, Catastrophe, and we've only had our first taste. Cat, you might want to brace yourself. Why? Asteroids again? No, it's her. What? Yeah! We're here! What the fuck? What Asian airhead can't drive a mobile home? Nega Cat. Catastrophe! And I'm House. And I'm Scaredy Cat. Ah, no one cares. You're a sidekick. I love being a bitch. Wow, that's a Nega Cat? She's much bigger in person. The toys don't do my hotness justice. Unsurprising to see that you're still the same, Pinky. That's so last year. here! Negacat is me now, 'cause deep down, I'm a really naughty girl. Notice any difference about her house?
Yeah, she sounds like somebody doing a terrible Andrea Libman impression.
Why are you here? You wanted out! You left me, remember? I had to return. I can't kick back and cower. I needed to get to you. You came all this way across the stars for me? Ha! Choke on that, fangirl bitches! Cat chose me! Oh, shut the shell up, Negacat. I came to stop you. You're crazy. Your beef is with me, Nega. These galaxies, these people shouldn't die for our breakup. You lost your way and played your deranged yarn for the last time. Nobody crashes my party! Lucky for you, I'm so virtuous. You and House should join us because we're celebrating the death of your jerk-infested hellhole. But I can still forgive you, Kitten, for accidentally turning against me if you and House give in. What are you doing? You told us you hated him for betraying you, and now you want him back? I don't get it. I'm a woman, Scaredy. We're complicated. My answer's the same. I may be a harsh critic, but I don't force my way onto others. I don't slay entire innocent galaxies because I feel slighted when somebody is not like me. We're not aligned. Negacat or Pinky, you're a bad kitty. I'm sexy! It's over, Negacat. My magic house can withstand a negative influence such as yours. Then looks like it's our last dance. Can't you just teleport Cat away like you did in our previous sexy adventures? We can leave and do whatever else. No, that's too easy. Now I want Cat to watch as his planet becomes our fireworks. Then, when he loses his whole world, I'll be all he's got. Not if you were the last hot alien in the multiverse. Can't hold out for Ayla Secura forever. I will try. If I can't persuade you peacefully to play nice, then this is the end of the Nega era. Let's boogie! Sturdy, arm all weapons! Time to be a homewrecker! House, you have weapons, right?
Of course, I'm an American house. We're always packing heat.
Ready then to cat size. This is it. It's all up to you, buddy.
Goosebumps. You will beware. You're in for a scare. Jessica.
Walters?
Whatever.